Hi sir, I am Angelica J, Intig, your student in MWF 10 to 11 a.m. So my chosen topics are transaction processing system, workflow system, and decision support system. So transaction processing system is a system of breaking down transactions using a simpler and more unified method. A TPS is a software that keeps tracks of transactions by processing of data in an online recording system. So there are three types of TPS. One is order processing systems, accounting systems, and purchasing systems. So for order processing systems, these are critical to many organizations. Like for example, is invoicing. While the accounting systems is track the flow of data associated with all the cash flows in an organization. Example for this is payroll, journal, and general ledger. Purchasing systems support functions such as inventory, control, purchase order processing, receiving, and accounts payable. So there are features in transaction processing system. One is performance. This concept behind the use of TPS is to efficiently generate timely results for transactions. Effectiveness is based on the number of transactions they can process at a particular time. For the second is continuous availability. The TPS should be a very stable and reliable system that must not crash easily. Disruption of TPS in an organization can lead to work disturbance and financial loss. The data integrity. The TPS must maintain the same method of all transactions processed. The system must be designed to effectively protect data and overcome any hardware or software issues. For the ease of use, the TPS should be user-friendly in order to encourage the use and also decrease errors from inputting data. It should be structured in such a way that it makes it easy to understand, as well as guarding users against making errors during data entry. For the modular growth, the TPS hardware and software components should be able to be upgraded individually without requiring a complete overhaul. And the last, controlled processing. Only authorized personnel, staff members, or employees should be able to access the system at a time. How does a transaction processing work? There are two processes in TPS. One is processing in a batch. It requires data collection and batch grouping. Data collected are stored in the form of batches and may be processed anytime. This long-established technique was widely used in the absence of infotech. All transactions are accumulated over a period of time and processed as a single unit. Example for this is billing, payroll, and billing. For the processing in real time, recent technology innovations gave rise to real-time processing. RTP ensures instant data processing with the aim of providing a quick verification of the transaction. It is highly versatile as it can work effectively as a multi-user interface and can also be accessed anywhere there is an online network. All transactions are processed immediately without delay. An example for this is airline reservations, hotel reservations, and car rentals. There are four components of TPS. One is inputs. These are source documents gotten from transactions which serves inputs into a computer accounting system. Example are invoices and customer orders. And second is processing. This requires the breaking down of information provided by the inputs. And the third is storage. This is save information in the TPS memory. It may be in the form of ledgers. And the output, any generated record may serve as the output. Advantages of TPS: process data regularly, high degree of accuracy and integrity, produce routine reports, helps in maintaining customer loyalty, gains competitive advantage. While the disadvantages of TPS, performing multiple operations at once, central to the business, and the example for TPS is order processing system, employee records, and hotel reservation. That's what I said earlier. And for the batch transaction is bill generation and check clearances. And for the real-time transaction is POS, point of sale, and the microfinance loan systems. The functions, the conclusions for the TPS is TPS is an infotech used to accumulate, store, modify, and retrieve data transactions. Transaction processing system present a unique response to user requirements, although planning to choose the most appropriate method relies heavily on the quantity of data and the type of business. And for the workflow system, a workflow system is a platform that combines several discrete workflow tools into a cohesive application that automates processes involving both machine and human tasks, usually in a linear sequence. However, task sequences can also be a dynamic and or parallel depending on action taken or the needs of the process. What should workflow systems include? One is a process builder. A process builder is used to build an automated process flow. A process refers to a series of tasks that take place in order to achieve a business outcome. The process proceeds in a sequence determined by actions or predefined business rules. Using a process designer in a workflow system involves in illustrating these activities and rules as well as the identifying the actions whether they are automated from another system or human base. And the second is the form designer. A form designer allows users to build sophisticated dynamic forms that are used to gather input from end users, the employees, customers, the vendors, etc. that then feed into the process. In some cases, the information gathered will determine the path of the process. Like, for instance, if an end user selects HR as their department in a form, the process may be route the information to someone in HR. Most modern form design tools include the ability to show or hide elements based on inputs or known user information, as well as perform calculations live within the form. And for the workflow system, is an application that runs with a workflow system and makes decisions automatically based on preset rules. These decisions usually involve transitioning to a specific task or path or an actions in a workflow definition. For instance, assigning a task to someone or saving a document to a specific folder in a document management system. And for the reporting tools, all data and metrics captured during the execution of the process are stored in the workflow system. Data can be compared over time or against SLAs or service level agreements to track the performance of any involved in the process. Reports and information can be displayed in a real time and scheduled for distribution when users need them. Visual reports and dashboards that can help paint a complete picture. that can easily be shared around your organization. These tools provide the robust workflow analysis that can help keep your business or department running smoothly. And for the self-service portal, sir, it is to provide a consistent, user-friendly web portal for employees to make requests, manage requests, and track request status. On the back end, administrators in IT, HR, finance, operations can create workflows and rules to automatically route the request based on a variety of factors, fulfill employee requests, and analyze performances. And for the workflow system benefits, one is improve compliance with audit trails. Two is increase output and increase productivity. All this goes for the people handling requests as well as the requesters. And for the third is track request status, like for completed or pending or in progress in real time. And four is streamline and speed up internal processes by reducing manual entry and request handling. Fifth is reduce errors and rework. And last is reduce the risk of improperly approved requests. And for the conclusion of workflow system is it can help us to manage the task flow to be more easily and transparent. It can identify the business process, the tasks allocated to a particular members and goal of the projects. And for the last is decision support system. A decision support system is a computerized program used to support determinations, judgments, and courses of action in an organization or a business. A DSS shifts through and analyzes massive amounts of data, compiling comprehensive information that can be used to solve problems and in decision making. A DSS differs from an ordinary operations applications whose functions is just to collect data. A decision support system allow for more informed decision making, timely problem solving, and improved efficiency in dealing with issues or operations, planning, and even management. Understanding a decision support system. The DSS can either be completely computerized or powered by humans. In some cases, it may combine both. The ideal systems analyzes informations or actually make decisions for the user. At the very least, they allow human users to make more informed decisions at a quicker pace. The DSS can be employed by operations management and other planning departments in an organization to compile information and data and to synthesize it into actionable intelligence. In fact, these systems are primarily used by mid to upper level management. Like for example, DSS may be used to project a company's revenue or the upcoming 6 months based on new assumptions about product sales. Due to a large number of factors that surround projected revenue figures, this is not a straightforward calculation that can be done manually. However, a DSS can integrate all the multiple variables and generate an outcome and alternate outcomes, all based on the company's past product sales data and current variables. And important is a DDS can be tailored for any industry, profession, or domain including the medical field, government agencies, agricultural concerns, and corporate operations. The characteristics of decision support system. The primary purpose of using a DSS is to present information to the customer in an easy to understand way. A DSS system is beneficial because it can be programmed to generate many types of reports all based on user specifications. Like for example, the DSS can generate information and output is information graphically, as in a bar chart that represents projected revenue or as unwritten report. As technology continues to advance, data analysis is no longer limited to large, bulky mainframe computers, since DSS is essentially an application. It can be loaded on most computer systems, whether on desktops or laptops. Certain DSS applications are also available through mobile devices. The flexibility of the DSS is extremely beneficial for users who travel frequently. This gives them the opportunity to be well informed at all times, providing the ability to make the best decisions for their company and customers on the go or even on the spot. And for the conclusion of DSS, DSS are a class of subsystem of the management information system which support analysts, planners, managers in the decision-making process. Now, the DSS are also used all over the world by public, private, and even the government agencies to solve complex and data-intensive problems. So that's all for my report. Thank you and God bless.